I am buzzing and I'm literally beaming from ear to ear with my heart still beats so filled with joy and love, seeing the impact the Joy Day 2020 had on so many. In this video, I share the highlights of Joy Day 2020, giving you the nuggets of wisdom shared by our amazing guests and highlight some of the tools and the techniques we discussed for you to become more joyful. This is Tea Time with Hanni, and I'm super passionate about helping you live your healthiest, most joyful and fulfilled life. And yes, I am enjoying some peppermint tea here today. Oh, it smells awful. It's a little bit hot, so I'm going to hold on to it. The feedback about Joy Day has been literally amazing. Why? Because, well, like many said, it was a real and authentic conversation that brought some to tears and of joy, and others, it made them get up and dance. It was wonderful. If you couldn't make it, I highly encourage you to watch the full video that we uploaded onto the JOYVIAL Health Coaches YouTube channel. But I will give you some of the highlights here in this video. I can't replicate the vibe though that we all felt so deeply during our hour together, so do go back and check it out. All right, let's dive in. Well, first we had Karen Houghton. She's the vice president of the Atlanta Tech Village, and she told a beautiful story that highlights the option we all have, which is to choose our perspective on any life situation. This summer, Karen and her 4-year-old daughter Haven were swimming at the public pool when it started to rain. And it wasn't just rain, it was pelleting down. Many families clearly got up, packed up everything from the pool and went home. But Karen took a different perspective on the situation. There was no lightning and no thunder in sight, so she and her daughter went back to the pool. And she said soon after the rain had stopped, and her daughter were just rewarded with this absolutely beautiful rainbow over their heads. Karen could have followed that inner voice in her head to run for shelter like so many of us would have done. But she said she was so glad she took a bit of an uncomfortable route because it turned into this quintessential summer moment. Kami Mackey, she's the Chief People and Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena, shared that having a dance party with her kids at her house or just acting silly is so much fun and helps them to lighten up. Could you think of a few ways to create more fun in your life? Jeff Hillenmeyer also was there, CEO of Dragon Army, founder of 4848 and Ripples of Hope. He's also the author of 2 books I would definitely ask you to check out. And he talked about his company's purpose being to inspire happiness. How cool is that? We talked about how giving back to others is one of the best ways to create joy in your life. Jeff's nonprofit 4848 does a 48-hour hackathon to build 48 new websites for nonprofit organizations. He says it's exhausting for everyone involved, but yet every person involved feels amazing. Jeff really brought it home when he said, if you can find someone's purpose and use it to do good, it'll change their life entirely. Jean Artima, CEO of SHRM Atlanta, shared that partly her reason for leaving SHRM Atlanta after 5 years is due to in large by her desire to give back in a way that most nourishes her own soul. So I encourage you to think about what cause would get you excited about giving back to. A number of our guests talked about the power of a daily gratitude practice. Karen shared how she and her husband and her daughter have a nightly ritual where they each tell each other what they are grateful for. She says some days her daughter is grateful for her toothbrush or her bunny, and on others she's grateful for her mom's hugs. Oh, I love it. Gratitude practice is a powerful practice. For one, because it allows you to look at the world with an understanding that everything we have is a gift. Our senses, our health, the food that grew so you can keep thriving, and so much more. But gratitude also changes your brain wiring, leading you to feel more joyful more often than not. We talked about how our faith brings us joy and hope. Karen explained that when going through hard times like this pandemic, her faith allows her to see a greater purpose and hope and even meaning in situations that initially feel meaningless. Also, Kami shared how faith is at the core of who she is. She said it keeps her grounded and allows her to keep things in perspective. Kami also shared her love for finding joy in the little things in life, like seeing babies or watching her daughters, or seeing senior citizens holding hands, walking in the park. I mean, doesn't that bring you joy too? She also gets joyful just by feeling amazed with the changing leaves in all of the different seasons. This is the perfect time as we enter fall for you to look out and find that joy as well. I asked our guests how they remember to apply the many techniques as well. And we talked about really the consensus was that we need to be intentional about prioritizing them in our life. My favorite quote of the event probably came from Karen when she said, "I can choose joy in any moment." Joy doesn't have to be attached to my circumstances. It doesn't have to be attached to my environment. And I tell you, that is so true. Which, by the way, was the perfect transition for us to share the amazing and exclusive Joy t-shirts our team created. What I love about them so much is when you wear them, is that they constantly remind you to choose joy. Watch out, like this one here. So this is personally my favorite. I wear it all the time because all the time I look down and I realize, oh my God, I can choose joy. The one that is actually a favorite right now that is going off the shelf like hotcakes is the one that I wore for the event that says, "Joy is contagious too." In the world of COVID that we're living in, it just creates a different perspective on things. So wearing these t-shirts will trigger you to think happier thoughts all day long. What tips resonate most with you? How will you create more joy in your life? Will you start a daily gratitude practice? Wear a joy t-shirt? Or start giving back to your favorite cause? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I'll enjoy my tea right now. And I'll see you soon for our next tea time. Ooh, this is still hot. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy it. See you soon. Bye.